Welcome, beautiful people, welcome to yet another video. I hope you guys are feeling good. I am glad to be back with another video, and in today's video, now the Premier League is over, and when the Premier League was starting, my predicted top 20, where was I expecting which team to end up? And I have to say, I have a long way to go. If you haven't checked out that video, I'll be linking it in the description box down below. But I have to say, it was a very funny video. I went back and watched it, and very interesting video. But I have to say, some of the predictions that I made were actually a bit on point. If I was off, it's either by slight number or by the exact number in alternate positions. So basically, I'll be doing my reaction to my predicted Premier League standings and which team ended up where. So this will be my part 1, so watch out for part 2. I'll be giving you my videos back to back, so if you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing, like the video too, it really helps me a lot. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and let's get on with it. So this is how I'll do it. I'll be telling you first how I predicted where the team would end, and where the team actually ended, and how the season was for them. Of course, I was not able to watch all of them religiously, but whenever each of these teams played against Chelsea, it was a good range for us to determine how the teams were faring. I feel at least, although some of them would come and they'll just beat us, some of them would come and we would just beat them, and some of them would come and it would just be straight out draws. We had lots and lots of draws throughout the last season, hence why we ended up in the 3rd position. But hopefully, even with all the saga that's going on in the transfer window, I hope you're going to have a better team coming to the preseason. And of course, I'll be giving you some Chelsea news. So let's jump right into it. Let me jump right into the Chelsea news. Now, in terms of some Chelsea news, Thomas Tuchel has already announced that he is planning to make sure the team assembles back by July 2nd so that we can start training for the preseason games. Of course, we know the preseason games have already been set for the American tours, and of course, more dates will be coming as summer comes along. But I have to say, I'm excited. Yes, of course, some players are on national duty, and in terms of some players, I thought I would mention, in terms of Lukaku, apparently he has been looking to make, actually the word that is being used is he has been looking to force a move, whether it's a loan or it's going to be a sale. But Chelsea is not looking to sell whatsoever. Now the only option that's left is probably a loan, and he wants to force a move. Now, did I see this coming? Absolutely not. But did I think the apology was absolute bullshit? This just confirms it. And there's nothing else that can be said about the player. I reported in my previous video that his lawyer is representing him now. His lawyer was asked what is going on, what is the situation with Lukaku. He mentioned that everything that's going on in the media is pure speculation and he cannot comment any further. The same was what Lukaku said when he was asked when he went back to Belgium, and all he had to say was, I cannot speak on that situation, I cannot speak on the matter. And this is just becoming messier. It's just an opera at this point, and yes, we'll keep up, and I think he wants to go, and he should go. I don't think any player should be forced to stay whatsoever. I think also mentally it would be best for him to go if that's what he actually wants. Is this a disappointment? A huge disappointment, but we can do it. We can do it without him. We did it before, and I think we can do it again. So apparently, in terms of Dembele, now there has been talks with him and Chelsea and his agent. As I said in my previous video, he gave his okay. But in terms of what is going on, nothing has been confirmed yet. That yes, some personal terms are still yet being agreed upon. So talks at the talks looking ongoing. Most likely, will he be signing for Chelsea? I think so. Anyway, guys, let me react to my standings on my Premier League from the beginning of the season. Now, at number 20, I predicted Watford to be at number 20, and I was wrong. Well, not too bad. I was not badly off. They finished 19th, and Watford, they struggled this season. It was not their best season, so they finished 19th. I was kind of on point, so I missed it by one team. Then, in terms of the 19th position, I gave it to Norwich. Now, Norwich ended up finishing 20th. Now, in terms of Norwich, we as Chelsea gave them a thorough beating, a thorough lesson. I think we gave them a complete 7 goals, 7-0 goals, and this was one of our best games. This was a game where Mason Mount got a hat-trick, so it was not the best season for Norwich, but that was where they ended up in at number 20. In terms of position 18, I gave it to Brentford, and my oh my, I was wrong. I definitely underestimated Brentford, but this season they really gave us a show. Some of their games were not their best, but they ended up being in position 13. In position 13, this is the first one I think I was way off, but I predicted for them to end up at position 18. But yes, that was in terms of Brentford. I was wrong, yeah, I know. Now in terms of number 17, now if you thought the Brentford one was wrong, was way off, now in terms of number 17, I predicted Brighton. You know, in the 2020-2021 season, Brighton were not their best, so I was using that also part of Major League as my major stat. But this season, Brighton were the Leeds of last season, and Leeds, they're nowhere close to where I put them. I mean, out of all the people that's really dropped out of where I thought they would end up will have to be Leeds, and I'll be telling you the next one in my part 2, so make sure you stay tuned. Subscribe if you're new also, you'll be notified when I upload the part 2 of this video. Number 17, as I was saying, Brighton finished at number 9, so I was way off. I was almost halfway off, so I'm sorry to the Brighton fans. We have been linked by Cucurella, the Brighton defender, in terms of Chelsea. So might Chelsea be going for the defender? I absolutely hope so. I mean, in terms of how Brighton really played in the last season, they were phenomenal, and he was the player of the season in terms of Brighton, fans player of the season. So Cucurella, look out for him. In terms of number 16, now Burnley. I know in terms of Burnley, the way they played us in the 2020-2021 season, they played really well. I mean, they would meet with us and they would either end up giving us a draw. Did they win? I'm not certain about that, but I don't think they won. Nah, I'd be more furious than this. In terms of Burnley, I had high expectations for them. I gave them position 16. 16! What? But they ended up being position 18. And of course, those are the teams that have been relegated. I predicted Watford, I predicted Norwich and Brentford to be relegated. I was wrong, so I got 2 out of 3. Out of those 2 relegated were Norwich, Watford and Burnley. So Burnley, yes, I overestimated them, but it's not happening again. They will not be even present for my next prediction. So ciao. In terms of the next 2 positions, I was slightly off. I gave myself half points for those ones. So in terms of position 15, I gave it to Crystal Palace. Now Crystal Palace, was it the best season? I don't think so, but they did okay. I mean, they're still in the Premier League, so it's a good day for them. They still continue competing, still able to compete in terms of the Premier League title. So in terms of Crystal Palace, yes, I gave them position 15, but they ended up at position 12. So yeah, I was, I think, 2 teams away. Three or 2. Tell me in the comment section down below. Mathematics. Then in terms of position 14, I give it to Southampton. But Southampton, you know, they like to show me that, you know, I gave them too much. I had high hopes for them. I had too much faith in them, and they absolutely, well, not too much. They just slightly went below the position I gave them. They ended up at position 15. Now, was it the best season? No. In terms of Southampton, now they had Broja from Chelsea, who contributed lots of their goals and really helped them this season. So yeah, he really helped them. He tried them. In position 13, I gave it to Newcastle. Now, in terms of Newcastle, it's a new management, so Newcastle is definitely going to be injected with lots of money throughout the transfer window. Will their team be expected to improve? Absolutely. That is why I gave them the number 13. I did not think they would get to the top 10, but they almost had it. They ended up at position 11. Now, how do I see Newcastle coming back next season? With a lot of threat. Now, if they keep up with their team, saying maximum, if they inject more players, I mean, they already have the money to inject whichever players they want from whichever part of the world. It's only up to them. I feel like their team will definitely compete at a greater point in terms of the Premier League, in terms of different competitions. So that is in terms of Newcastle. At number 12, I gave it to Aston Villa. Now, did I overestimate them a little bit? But they did not have their best season, with injuries and COVID affecting them. Of course, COVID affected each and every single team, as well as injuries. but for Aston Villa, this was not their best. I give them possible finish of the 12th ranking in the Premier League table, but sadly they ended up finishing at number 14. Was it the best season? No. Would they have done better? I think so, but it is what it is. Then finally at number 11, I gave it to Wolves. Now Wolves, did they finish at number 11? No, I was slightly wrong, and again not too far off. They finished 10th, and that was my bottom 10. Now how many did I get out of the bottom 10 that were actually in the bottom 10? 8 out of 10. So I'll give myself I think there's no A plus, there's A minus. So yeah, I'll give myself an A minus in terms of the part 1. In terms of the bottom half, so I think I did well. What do you think about my prediction, and what do you think about my reaction? Tell me in the comment section down below. Which team do you think will surprise us next season, or will still be in the bottom 10 come next season? But that was my bottom 10. Stay tuned for the part 2. If you enjoyed the content, please make sure you give it a big thumbs up, share it with your family and friends. Don't forget to subscribe, turn on the post notification bell. You'll be notified every time I upload a video. I'll be seeing you in my next video.